I have experienced both sides of digital dating. First experience with online dating was about 10 years ago. So I connected with this girl. She was from Mississippi. And so I just kind of started a conversation with her online, and then it just kind of transpired from there. We were texting, talking on the phone and everything, and seemed to be great at the time because it was like, wow, this works. However, as we continued to talk, I realized there were some red flags kind of along the way. For example, she told me about this story about both of her brothers like getting in a car accident and dying, and her grandfather was like a part of an oil company, and so her family was like millionaires. I mean, it was just like lots of just kind of far-fetched things, to happen to the same person. But I just kind of went along with it, and some things that started concerning me was like every time we were trying to meet, there was always a reason why she couldn't do it. I mean, this whole span was like 6 months. She had forgotten that we were friends on Facebook, and so I started to go back through her profile, started to go back through a lot of the pictures, and started noticing that a lot of the like events that she would tell me about in conversation, graduation or birthday or whatever, I was able to find some pictures from some of these specific events that she had told me, and the girl in the picture wasn't the same girl. From what I remember, she was very sympathetic. She was, felt terrible about it, but at the same time, the real reason why she did it was because, she was very overweight. She didn't think that she was very attractive, and so that's why she was not getting a lot of attention on these dating sites. And so it was going to be easier for her to hide behind pictures of, I think it was her cousin. It took a long time for me to be able to talk about it because it was embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and you feel just violated, you feel disrespected, you feel just betrayed, that you feel like you were carrying on a relationship with this person, and then come to find out that's not that person at all. At the time, it was hard. Just wasn't really pleased with the ways I was, kind of putting myself out there, or the results rather of those efforts. So that's when it was like, well, maybe, online dating's come a long way. So maybe I could kind of dip my toe back in the water slowly. And it's a much different process than a lot of the other sites though. So a lot of the other sites, you just fill out your profile and put your pictures up there and just kind of have at it. With eHarmony, and unless it's changed, you filled out it was much more in depth, and they actually controlled who you were matched with. So it's not like, a lot of the other sites where you just have a database and you search with filters and, parameters and all of that. They actually control who you're matched with. So I would get an email and, oh, here's 5 women you're matched with today. So I reached out to, several of them, and then lo and behold, my wife was one of them. So she was the only one that was brave enough, I guess, to respond back to me, and the rest is history. Online dating can be a great way to meet someone, but it's typically not a very good way to conduct a relationship. So if you meet someone, great, try to move it off of online as quick as possible. If the other person's reluctant to take it off of line, then I would be cautious. At first, it was traumatic. I think, now, since I'm one of the success stories with it, obviously I have much different feelings about it. I'm proof that things can change if you give it a shot.